Howdy homies, welcome back. So we're out on a little van venture and I have found a spot that is supposed to have some cliff carvings. It's going to be like a mile hike each way, but it looks to be a cool spot. So we're going to check that out, and then we've got a little lake we're going to check out this evening. So stay tuned, y'all. Phone, wallet, keys. All right, I got everything. All right, so we've made it to Peru, Nebraska, and this is called the Steamboat Trace Trailhead, where I'm at. And I had no idea, but if you can see this little building right here, there's actually a campground down here with like 4 or 5 spots. Does not look very fancy. Oh, and there's like a bike station. I should have brought my bike with me, honestly, because this is a 1-mile walk. Google Maps says it'll take me like 25 minutes. But we're kind of like in a river bottom. The cliffs kind of go up. You can maybe see the big trees and stuff back there in the distance. And supposedly down here, there's a bunch of carvings in the side of it. And a lot of them are supposed to be Native American. But I'm 100% guessing from what I see on maps that there's a lot of other random carvings in there. So we'll just see what it looks like when we get down there. Yeah, little campground right up here. Where that boat's at, there's like 5 little camp spots. Right next to somebody's house. In a cornfield. I don't know if you guys can kind of see, like there's a cliff in there, a big one. It goes way up right here, and then it's flat out here, I think, to the river. But it's just gorgeous, like big trees, just green everywhere. There's more rocks. That almost looks like a little cave right there. There's a little overhang. You see it right in there? Don't get much breeze in here though. You can see it in the trees, but I think it's about 85 degrees right now and it's very humid. So I'm a bit moist. Oh, maybe it's right up here already. Roland Sherman Memorial Area. Please respect the carvings. So they must be right up here. Yeah, it's just cliffs. I think it's all maybe like sandstone, or it's got to be pretty soft. They must be right up here. See what we can see. God, that's cool looking. Wow. See how there's like different sections of rocks in there? That's neat.
Would you look at that? Just look at it.
Oh, here's some. Yeah, here they are. Maybe they're all covered by the grass back there. Yeah, this is just a lot of new stuff though. Like, definitely none of that is old. You guys can see all of it. But it is kind of like a cave underneath of it. You see that? Down in there? Trying to like pick out some dates. Yeah, that one's 2016. People are definitely not respecting the carvings. But I wouldn't expect much more from a college town. There's got to be more. I was kind of expecting it to be up higher and whatnot. Oh, look at that. Nebraska What does that say on the bottom? Roland, I can't even read that. 1867. That's cool. I mean, it's definitely not old native stuff, but it's a neat carving nonetheless. And I'm guessing there's stuff in here that I'm just not going to see because it's covered by all this greenery. Oh, look at that. That looks like a, I don't know, some sort of eagle or something. You see that? Check that out. That's rad. Whatever it is. Yeah, and it's relieved in there pretty good. It's cool. I still don't believe it's native. Hopefully none of this is poison ivy. Don't need to slip on any of this. Like another heart in there. There's quite a bit of it though. I mean, the cliffs go on, so there's probably quite a bit more of this. Yeah, some of those rocks look cool. There's some carvings up there. And more like caves almost underneath of it. It's a cool spot though. Yeah, massive cliffs and just flat greenery as far as you can see off that way. And that breeze feels really good. I got me a water. Drink a little water. GH. There's one that says 94, so that's a year older than the van we drove down here. 31 years. And then some of this has crumbled away. Like you can see a piece here that has fallen, so I'm guessing on the face of there would have been carvings. Well, I'm gonna keep looking. I'll let you guys know if I see anything else cool like we saw right at the beginning. But I'm not seeing much, or even something that's like super old would be cool, even if it is graffiti. And I've kind of talked about it before, but you know, even if it is natives or whatever that did this, or old school travelers or whatever, it was graffiti at the time too. You know what I mean? So as mad as some people probably are or would be for people carving stuff into this, in 100 years when people come see it, it's gonna be like, oh, look at all this old stuff here. You know what I mean? It's kind of the same way. So I'm not mad about it by any means. Here's some bigger ones. How close do I want to get? It's like super muddy. It'd be really hard to see, but there's an eagle right here. Yeah, you can just barely see the wings sticking out over here. And a face. I don't think it's old, but it's neat. That's the next most pronounced thing. Oh, check this out. There's like a skeleton coming out of the side, but it's like, I mean, there's standing water here. Look at that. I can't get back up to it. Can you see that? Oh, what does that say? I rest in one piece, but a lot of it's like off of there. But like somebody actually painted that. And there's 175th, 623rd, 267th. That's got to be military stuff. There you can get a bit better look. I can't read what's on the top of that. Lost in one piece? I don't know. Died? 1937 on the bottom? I can't read that. The Selden arm? But I mean, it's neat to see, that's for sure. We're gonna keep walking because it just keeps going and going and going. Genie Hollow, 300 feet. I feel like we gotta go in there. There is more cliffs, more and more cliffs down there, but we gotta go in here. Genie access was made possible by the generosity of private landowners. Please respect their property. Foot traffic only. This is cool. Oh, it almost looks like a camp spot back there. It says, no private property, no, be not beyond this point, no public access. But there's a sign. Like, I don't get it. We're gonna go to where the chair is anyways. Oh, maybe it's like up there and up there because there's another sign right there. So it's just this one little space that you can come down and hang out in. Oh, I bet there's carvings in that rock up there. Oh yeah, check that out. They built something around it. Maybe that must be like an original one. I bet that is. I don't know. There's writing around it, but check that out. It's like a little goblin. Yeah, Genie Hollow says right there. And there's a little genie. That's cool. It almost looks like a piece of it has fallen off, like maybe there was a hand or something right there. I can't tell. There's 83. It says 12. Genie Hollow, and like there's a 12 carved in top of it. 1912, 1812. It's creepy, dude. Billy and Sandy, Avery, in 2015. Not much else over here. Yeah, this would be a really cool spot to spend the night, but there's clear signs that say no camping, and you're in an area where I feel like people are going to be walking through at a fairly regular pace, but I don't know. That is rad, y'all. I can't believe I never knew this was here, because I'm only a couple hours from home. It's another one of those things, you just start looking around on maps and you never know what you're going to find. All right. I feel like I should probably get wandered back to the van because it's an hour walk back to the van. And I think it's about an hour to the campsite that we need to get to. So we'll see about that. But I'm going to take a couple pictures of this and I'll see you guys back at the van. Well, y'all, it sounds kind of wild, but the lake that's supposed to be here is completely dried up. Dude, I gotta show you guys this. It's supposed to be right out there. Like, there's a beach here and everything you can swim at. Not what I expected. Good thing I wasn't trying to do a catch and cook on this one. I would have been a little bit out of luck on that. Yeah, there's even still signs up. Life jackets required on all watercraft, including kayaks, rafts, and tubes. You can camp right down here, but I'm in the van, so no parking on the grass at this spot. But yeah, This whole thing, like to where you see those trees on the other side, this is supposed to be a lake. This whole thing is supposed to be a lake. Right there, that's the dam. But it is just bone dry and full of weeds. Like, it's wild. This is the beach. I can't believe it. Curious if I'll spot any like fishing lures or anything. It's a little soft, so it's not like bone dry, a little bit, you know, it's a little muddy, but that's crazy, dude. And the weeds are tall, dude. It's had to have been dry for a while. And you can see where water's been running in here. Any lures on this log? This has got to be underwater. This might be on the beach. Yeah, there's the dock. Can you guys see the dock? Like, they didn't even pull the dock out. I wonder why this is just completely dried out. Wild. Look at the size of these mushrooms. Like, it's as big as my hand. It's crazy. There's a couple of them. That's the biggest one. Not great at identifying them, so I'm not gonna touch them too much, but yeah, those are some big old shroomies. I remember to get fire starters. Look at me go. Not much for kindling around here though. Not at all. Yes. We got some bark. We should actually be able to use our fan in the window tonight. See how that thing works. Should help quite a bit, I think, although it's turning into a beautiful evening. The cicadas are starting up. Ah, it feels good to sit down in a comfortable chair. I'll tell you what. Yeah, it was a really cool spot earlier today. And the wildest part was, as I was leaving there, I almost hit a bobcat running across the road. I thought it was a cat for a second, and then it was definitely bigger, and it had like the little tufts or whatever sticking out of the ears. It ran right across the highway right in front of me. I had to swerve. That was probably... yeah, that was definitely the first bobcat I've ever seen. I would say probably like 1.5 to 2 times the size of a normal house cat. And definitely different markings on it. Wish I would have had like the camera rolling, but it happened so fast that there was no way I would have caught that. But it was a neat thing to see. Like, check that one off the list. I'm glad I saw it while I was in my van and not at a campground or something like this. I've never ran into any kind of wild animal like that other than a raccoon. But those things are usually pretty skittish. I'm guessing a bobcat probably would be too, but you corner them, you know, they'll come after you. Probably add some wood to that fire. Try not to put it out. May have gotten a little overzealous on that one. Not too shabby. We're gonna use that to cook tonight. It's been a minute since I cooked on the fire, I feel like. Found out today my mower is going to cost $1,800 to fix, so it's not exactly the right type of mower for acreage like we have. It's just like your average home, you know, like small house tractor. It's a Craftsman. I don't know, you guys have seen it in the videos if you watch everything, but I don't know if it's even worth fixing, or if we upgrade at this point. If we upgraded to like a smaller, like a compact tractor, I could get something that's got a blade on it and a bucket on it, and then I'd have something to move snow, because I don't have any way to move snow in the winters. So we'll have to see what that's all about. Kubota, I've been looking at Kubotas, and I don't know, it's the price you pay for living in a place like that. Like, you have to have equipment like that, so it's one of those necessary evils. But I don't know, I don't need a big tractor. There's so many trees and stuff out there. Like, I don't have a use for a big tractor, but like a compact, subcompact four-wheel drive tractor that, you know, box scraper on the back, bucket on the front, maybe with a little grapple, you know, fingers on it, and then just your regular like mid-mount mowing deck would be perfect. Kubota, if you're watching this, let me get one of those. Dang old flies in here. That's what I get for leaving my doors open. I'll be able to get them out, I think. Need that guy. So we'll just grab it all, right? Look at that, paper towels. Suppose plate, silverware, a little bit of oil. That's all we'll need out of there. Let that guy warm up a little bit. We are gonna make Spam tacos, y'all. And this recipe is straight off the Spam website. So we've got jalapeno Spam and a few other ingredients, but I think, yeah, the only thing we need to get started on right away is chop up this Spam a little bit so we can fry it up. I don't know if we need to do the whole thing. Man, probably not, but didn't work like I wanted it to. Probably enough. of the best things about Spam is you can eat it right out of the can. Alright, well that's cooking up. I got some onions. Onions to chop up, some cilantro, we've got some salsa, a little queso, and then I spotted this stuff, elote dip. So it's like Mexican street corn dip. I think that's going to be really good on there. We might also use that for our chips. Need some fresh onion. Probably use all of this cilantro. I don't think we'll dice that up though. Just gotta get this stuff cooked. It's sizzling. Not too bad. That looks done enough for me. Can we fry up a couple of these while the pan's still hot? Yeah, sizzling. I don't know if you guys can even see that with my junk in the way. Might get one or two of them out of there. So we've got Pringles, which are beer braised steak. These were sent into the P.O. box, along with this Casa Martinez Gourmet Diablo Salsa, and it says it's hot. It says it's hot on the thing, so that's going to be spicy. And then this, I've used some of this before, but this was also sent into the P.O. box. So we've got a few different things to try on there. It's nice and warm. Do another one, toss another one on there while we eat the first one. We're just gonna kind of mix this up. Yeah, that's hot. It's real hot. A little bit of Spam on there. Spam, some onions, get you some cilantro. It's too hot to hold. Oh, it's got condensation all over it. Whatever it takes. I don't know how spicy that's going to be. And then do we start with the cheese or the elote dip? I think we got to try both of them. We'll try them separately. My hands aren't working. I don't know about you guys, but that looks pretty good. Oh, about to lose it all. Little spam taco. Let's see what this is all about. Like I said, this recipe is directly off their website, although they didn't call for the cheese. That is hot. It's not too bad, but that's spicy salsa for sure. That is very good and super simple. Instead of chopping up onions, you could have just got some pico, and that would have been great. I'm digging that. Simple, relatively cheap, and that stuff's got a kick to it. Wow. Yeah, that stuff's gonna make me break a sweat. Good amount of onions on there. Onions are good for you too. We need all of that. Maybe a little less of that. But we gotta try this dip. Yeah, it just says elote dip. Yellow corn, cotija cheese, and hatch chilies. Oh yeah, that's full of corn. Check that out. A little afraid to just eat this. Slap some of that on there. Spam elote tacos. All the cilantro. That's great. I dig it. Yo, that's really good, and they make multiple different kinds of spam. Ooh. Yeah, that stuff is making me break a sweat. I haven't had any spam that I haven't liked. We'll see what these are about. Beer braised steak. Got all the spice in my mouth. I don't know how well I'll be able to taste that. Can't say I taste any beer in there, personally. It's like a little bit of this dip. I don't even know what you would use that for. It's good on those though. I think that's another successful spam recipe for sure. Done spam pizza, which was really good. Half a can of spam is enough for 4 tacos. Gotta get that on there. Gotta get that on there. And cheese. Triple double. Maybe. Perfect. This stuff's got a kick to it. You know, it's summer when you start hearing those guys. Well, let me know if you got any spam recipes. I mean, I know spam and eggs, but I think I've done grilled spam sandwiches before. Like I said, I did the spam pizza. Yeah, let me know. And the jalapeno spam definitely is not spicy. It's just more of a jalapeno flavor to it. There's some little pieces of it cut up in there, and that's about it. That's good stuff. We got snacks for later. Not too many flies in here. There's a couple I'm gonna have to shoo out the door. It's better than it was before. I came in here after having all the doors open. Need some more light. And there were so many of them in here. I just like having my doors open. I don't know. Just the way I am. They even put this thing up in here, which I don't know if you're supposed to use these inside or not. But they didn't seem to mind that at all. All right, let's get our fan in the window. See how this helps. Go. Curious if it'll run all night. I don't feel like it'll pull a ton of battery, so it should. A few of you all said it wasn't going to do anything, but the purpose isn't to, like, you know, make a huge draft, like, or feel it like a fan, like a bigger fan like this. It's just to pull the stagnant air out, you know, especially if you don't have a breeze. But overnight, I feel like it'll make a big difference just in how comfortable it feels in here. So I'm actually just gonna leave, wrong button. Just gonna leave this one off for a while and see how that does, see what it does, if I can feel any difference in the temperature or whatever in here. You can feel it pulling air. I do still want to add a second fan in there, but it works. It's working. Oh yeah, I think I'm just gonna go to bed. It's after 10 already. Oh man, worn out. I'll see you guys in the morning. Good night, y'all. Oh, good morning. Oh, well, I think having that fan in the window definitely helped. None of my windows have any condensation on them. None in the front. I feel like normally there is. It's with the humidity. Yeah, I think that definitely helped. I mean, all the windows are open, but I feel like there's usually still condensation on some of my windows. Oh. Pulling that air through definitely made a difference. You know, I talked about adding that set, and I didn't even run this thing last night. I've talked about adding that second fan since there's space, which I'll definitely put it on there. But now after last night, I feel like it should be on a switch, because I had said I'll just wire them together, but I feel like they should be maybe an inline switch. Wire them to the same plug, but have an inline switch so you can just turn one on, or you can have them both on. Would probably be good, because I don't feel like you need to have them both on. And then you use half the amount of battery that you would use. But I think that definitely helped. Ugh. There's still a fly in here. Coffee time. I might just be letting more flies in. Breakfast, I've got cinnamon mini croissants. We got some croissants. Tiny little guys, look at those. I could probably sit here and eat this whole package. That's good. It's like a cinnamon roll all the way through. I was kind of wondered if they were just drizzled with stuff, but I like that. Don't get much better than mornings like this, y'all. Doesn't get much better than this. this was a fun one for me. The carvings in the cliff, which, you know, we didn't see any old stuff, at least that I know of. But still, some of the stuff that was in there was really neat to see. And then, yeah, this wild, dried up lake. And of course, the Spam tacos were tasty too. Don't sleep on the canned meats, man. The canned meats are good. Spam's a great ingredient into many things, and it has a super long shelf life or whatever. At least I think it's super long. But, you know, you can buy a few cans of that and have that stuff on the shelf for quite a while. Anyways, get headed on down the road, and yeah, if you thought it was cool, give it a thumbs up. And as always, stay tuned. Oh, I've only got 10 koozies left. So if you want a koozie, get in on that. Yeah, stay tuned for the next adventure. I'll see you in a bit.